Hello, my friends. My name is David, and I want to talk to you really quick about 5 unique ways to kind of bring your girlfriend back to you. Now, some of you may, have had this experience where you've dealt with your girlfriend and, she's absolutely sick of you and she's leaving, and you're just thinking, you know, man, I mean, at one point I felt like the luckiest guy in the world, and then the next thing you know, I'm sitting here bickering and fighting over just what seems to be stupid stuff, and now your heart's broken, you've been dumped, your girlfriend just decided she didn't want to be with you anymore. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna handle this situation? So I've made a list here, like I said, 5 things, and I want to cover them with you, and just maybe help your situation improve all around. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you that number one, girls are very confusing, and that's just a fact. Most of the time girls are going to be telling you something, and they're just going to mean something completely different than what they're saying. And that's because, there's a lot more to what is going on in here versus what's going on, coming out of their mouth. Now, it's because you're not paying attention to body language. You've got to pay attention to what it is that they're saying with their body, not just the words. They could be saying something like this and mean something, they could be thinking about something completely different. You need to pay attention to those little clues that are going to clue you in to make you a lot more receptive to what she needs. Now, number two, your girlfriend has, left you. You've been calling her, you've been nagging her, and she's probably expecting you to do these things. Now, the thing that you need to do is you need to throw her off, surprise her, give her something that's just going to absolutely just shock her, maybe. Um, you know, Send her some flowers. Have you ever thought of that? Put her a nice little card, somewhere, and make it nice. Don't make it too mushy. Don't go out of your way to just be overtly sexual. Make her heart melt for you again. Give her some romance that she maybe has been missing. Now, maybe you're past this point of romance, okay? So, number three, maybe she needs space. There's a lot of women out there that just need time to think over things, and they'll just, they're not necessarily running off to some other guy. You don't have to be worried about that. You need to just let her have some space, and she'll realize what a great guy you are, and a lot of times she'll come back to you. This is very, very common, and one of the things that most guys will just, instead of giving their girl the time to think things through, they'll try to push them and end up pushing them further away. Number four, understand what it was that made her leave. But even more than that, what was the thing that made her fall in love with you? What was it about you that she just absolutely loved? I mean, was it your smile? Was it because you had a great sense of humor? Are you a unique person and she just fell in love with that? What is it that she loves about you? Bring that back to her, you know? Give her an opportunity to see that come out in you again and let her fall for that again. Those are the things a lot of times you get in a relationship, you get stuck in a rut and you kind of lose some of those things that make you uh, attractive to her. Now, number five, ask her out for some coffee. You know, ask her to actually meet you somewhere and have a sit down conversation. And don't put a lot of pressure on it. Make it extremely casual. Keep it laid back. Let her know that you don't have any ulterior motives coming into this situation, and just be there as a friend. And bring in some of these other elements that we've talked about, and let her know that you're there for her. The last thing I want to tell you is trust is key. You've got to believe the fact that she will fall in love with you if she can trust you. Women love to know that a man is trustworthy and that a man is also willing to put himself out there for her. So think about it. Be that man that's trustworthy and be willing to take the time that it takes to build that trust, because it doesn't happen overnight. It definitely happens slowly. But most of the time, if you're willing to put in that effort slowly, you will reap great rewards. And I hope this happens for you, and I wish you the very best. And have a great day. I'll talk to you later.